Welcome back to your
second
favorite sports podcast. We're here with episode 13.
13.
Well, hopefully it's lucky.
Yeah.
And before we get into anything, oh, by the way, first IP episode of the new year.
Yes, it is.
We told you there'd be more. And
Absolutely.
Here we are.
First one of 2021.
First one back at the table. I want to get stuff like behind it. I feel like this wall is too blank.
Mm-hmm.
I want to like get something. I don't know what. If anyone has any suggestions or like some artwork, if anyone like does artwork and wants to
Absolutely.
send us a little something,
Absolutely.
that would be like appropriate for the pod. You know, if you're a listener and it fits with the pod and you know the vibe, but we'll throw it up right here. I don't know. I need something.
I guess we could do a logo.
Could do a logo.
We could do a logo.
Someone wants to do an illustration of us. That'd be fire.
That'd be crazy.
I feel like if it were a cartoon illustration of me, my nose would be unflatteringly large. That's how I picture myself.
I feel you.
But I don't know. By the way, I'm wearing I can't take that. I got the headphones on and everything, but on the back of this hat is the
Kachina. Yes.
Logo from the Phoenix Coyotes.
One of my favorite ones.
Which we talked about in our bracket
Yes.
pod, so definitely go check that out if you haven't.
Check it out.
And where you can check that out is, how do you like that?
Oh.
Where you can check that out is youtube.com/secondfavoritesports, soundcloud.com/secondfavoritesports, and you can see bracket results and all other kind of extra things
Yes.
on Instagram at secondfavoritesports.
Definitely.
We have actually another bracket today, so
We
it's
do.
fitting that we brought up the jersey bracket that we did. We have another bracket today, but I wanted to start off with something that I've noticed since the NFL playoffs are going on, and Fox has some of the broadcasts naturally.
They do.
And Fox is doing something new. I don't know if you've seen this with their cameras. Have you seen when they cut to the end zone, they have like this weird, not weird, but this portrait
They do.
mode
I have
kind
seen
of
it.
camera?
I enjoy it.
I like it.
I do too.
You know what? Where I first saw that like really take off, like mainstream, and I don't mean in general, but in the sports world, is, do you remember that video of Joe Burrow running out of the tunnel at
Yes.
senior night?
With like the French spelling Burrow with the
Right.
X.
Yes. And it it was from behind, and it was that style of camera. I think that had a huge impact because I've only seen more videos shot in that style.
I love it.
That was brilliant.
It's like
that
4K something. Like,
Yes, and just the way it blurs out the background and focuses on the subject. Really cool. But it also got me thinking, why is it taking so long? We've advanced so much in terms of camera technology. Like, I know we have games in 4K now, but why is it taking so long to try something new?
I don't know. I mean, I know ESPN did the mega cast today where like, and I think ESPN was one of the first ones where they had like the multiple channels that you can watch either a championship game. I know they do it for the national championship where it's, you go on like ESPN. I remember ESPN 3. You remember ESPN 3? So like, I guess now it's just watch ESPN, or maybe it's on the website itself. But ESPN Plus, you could also do, I want to say this is about 10 years ago. You can go online and just look at the camera from above the rim.
Yes.
Like an above the rim camera that showed you the whole court. Or you can look, they had coaches' cams where you could watch like a camera of like Calipari on the sideline. While you watch the game, just locked on. So I've always been, I think that's such a moneymaker if you were able to do that. I mean, all these places have cameras everywhere. So why not give them a feed of either like the sideline feed?
I love the they did one for the national championship one year where they showed the truck inside the production truck.
Yes.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
The stuff that goes on inside of if you've never watched the inside of a production truck during a sporting event,
Insane.
it's crazy.
Insane.
I actually happen to know a gentleman that works on the production side of sports, and I've seen, and of television in general, so I've seen some behind the scenes stuff that he puts up that he does. But then when you watch it on a major event, like say for a normal Knicks game is crazy, but then for the Super Bowl or national championship, whoa,
it's crazy.
And
man.
the guy running everything and calling out shots, it's intense.
It's nuts. It really is nuts what a production it is. Like even working for the Mets. It's like a regular game against the Rockies that has no, I'm not going to say value, but like no evidence on like the result of anything happening during the regular season or even the postseason. Just the work it takes on a Wednesday in July.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just the truck. You got to bring the truck up. You got to set up the cameras. Make sure the cameras are good. Manning the cameras. Switching from angles so you can see the replay. It has to be all timed up. It's incredible.
Yep.
It's
and
incredible.
even down to like graphics, timing up when graphics pop up on the screen, readying those graphics.
Absolutely.
A lot of respect to people that do that. That's a high intensity, a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
But it just got me thinking about why I want to see or how I want to see more angles. I'd love to see different stuff. There's so many people on these teams and
absolutely
different cameras that are in the building. Some of them being operated by certain teams. We won't name names. Yes,
we're not
we
going to
will.
allude to those names.
Houston Astros. But some of them being run by teams.
Yes.
Even. So let's get some feeds going,
That was good. I like that.
I mean, you can't talk about cameras
in
sports and getting the angles without talking about.
Yes.
But we move on. They hope we move on. Like I'd love to see. Do you like when they put cameras in the dirt in baseball, like looking upward?
I do enjoy that. Like I'm a big fan of showing. I'm always about showing fans how hard this game is. I'm all about that.
I like that.
Like for me, I would love to get I've always been I love watching film and watching film analysis on quarterbacks and offenses in football. Like I would love to get the audio of a play being called and what that coordinator's thinking about. Not necessarily figuring out what they're doing because nobody really knows.
Right.
But just hearing what it takes and what they're thinking and what they're telling the quarterback. Like I would pay for a stream or a channel. Like if, let's just say, for example, CBS is like, hey, for $15, you can watch this game with the coordinator QB helmet on. And you can hear the audio the whole game.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know if you saw Matt Stafford was mic'd up for their final game of this season, the Detroit Lions. And it's an emotional thing for those that don't know. Matt Stafford might not be back with the Lions next year, and that's a big deal. He's been with the Lions his whole career, and I would say he's a legend in Detroit at this point.
For sure.
It's a shame he's been in Detroit because I think he would have been, when you have like even Aaron Rodgers, when they were talking about Pat Mahomes, they were like, yeah, there's a guy in Detroit that's been doing those things for years and nobody pays attention to him.
Exactly.
And that's a fact.
The numbers are ridiculous for Matt Stafford.
But anyway, they mic'd him up for the game. And it was just so fun to listen to him like go back and forth with Marvin Jones. And they call each other 911. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that
but
either.
Because Matt's number 9 and Marvin Jones is number 11. So they were like, Marvin Jones at one point was like, oh, this is classic 911. And just like even that, I love that. If you could tell me I could watch a game an hour later, or like an hour after it ends, with Matt Stafford mic'd up the whole game.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it.
I would wait and watch it.
I would love it.
That'd be so fun. Or even I'd watch it again. I would just watch it again.
Like League Pass. Like we were talking League Pass last week. Like if there was I know they do a in-arena stream as an alternate channel. I would love to get the coaches mic'd up, get the coaches channel, and you could just hear them talk the whole time.
Be great.
I would love that because I don't need to hear them. No offense to any commentators, sideline analysts, color commentators, Mark Jackson, Van Gundy, any one of them. I don't really need to hear you talk about the game. I'd much rather hear Doc Rivers screaming. I'd rather hear Brad Stevens. I'd rather hear Billy Donovan, Pop. I would love to hear Pop on the sideline.
I think that'd be a great thing for local broadcasts.
I think so too.
Because that's where they're like, I don't want to say the real fans, but the non-casual fan. Like, I can understand ESPN, ABC, TNT. You want commentators that can bring people up to speed on these teams they're watching. Maybe you don't watch the Nuggets, so you don't know about their star players.
No.
By the way, we'll talk about them in our bracket. But So I understand why it's necessary, but on a local broadcast, I know the storylines going on. I watch every Yankee game.
Absolutely.
If you could give me a Booney, mic'd up situation or I don't know, any kind of, give me like Gary mic'd up.
Yep.
That'd be nuts. Or give me Luke mic'd up at first or DJ,
Judge,
hopefully.
Anyone. Yeah.
That would be nuts. Like that'd be great. And
that'd be incredible.
Again, I don't need more access to players off the field, but on the field would be fantastic.
That's what people care about. I think more people, if you were to ask them, I don't think they care what restaurant these guys are going to or where they're going on vacation. Like, I want to see, again, I want to show fans, and I want fans to really see how difficult this job is that they do.
By the way, we can't talk about this without talking about the fact, as much as we rag on the MLB for being behind on things, them miking up players in the field and speaking to them
incredible
was so fun.
Incredible stuff. I wish they did it.
You can't really do that in basketball or football. It's too constant. But in baseball, you can do that. Do that every game.
Yes.
That was so fun, listening to Chris Bryant talk while at the hot corner. Or listening to dudes in the outfield. That was so fun. For those that don't know, the MLB had players mic'd up during Players Weekend. That's what that was, right? During Players Weekend.
Yeah.
In live games, there were people. The commentators were speaking to the players while they were at the plate.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because there's a break in the action, which is good.
Constant break.
And like I remember when they did an All-Star game, and like Freddie Freeman was at the plate. And they were talking to him at the plate.
Yeah,
I thought it was incredible.
They did it during Players Weekend. They were talking to Rizzo at the plate, and he made an Astros trash can joke at the plate.
Yes,
like in a 1-2 count.
Crazy, incredible
stuff.
Give
me more of that. Give me more camera angles, different angles. I'm all for it. So shout out to Fox for bringing something new.
Yes,
it's fun.
Shout out to Fox,
and especially nowadays with like the amazing TVs and modes of watching that we have. Yeah. That kind of vivid picture on a giant TV looks so nice.
It looks great, man.
I'm excited to see what they do for the national championship tomorrow, because they usually try to break out something fancy.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Wow, I was definitely not about to watch that.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not excited for it. If there were a way for both teams to lose, that'd be awesome. Okay? Not a fan.
Both of them to lose is crazy.
If they could both lose, that'd be sick. I'll be watching Luka versus Zion.
That is tomorrow night.
So, not tomorrow night for you watching, sorry. Hopefully you watched one of those things.
Yes.
But getting into the bulk of the episode here is going to be about our next bracket, our next competition, our next chance for viewers and listeners to participate in the pod.
Definitely.
Because we had alluded to this at one point. We are a duo.
Yes, we are.
I might even say a dynamic duo.
Talk about it.
We're quite dynamic.
Talk about it. And
we have a bracket here in honor of the start of the NBA season. The league used to always be about super teams, building 3-4 superstars on a team. It feels like now it's a lot more about, can you get two really good guys and put a lot of quality role players around them?
Yep.
So in the spirit of that, we have a bracket here of the top 16 duos in the NBA. Just about half the league has a duo that's worth being in this bracket. Actually, just over. And we're going to go through those, and it's going to be based on, we're going to do the first round. For those that don't know that weren't here for the Jersey bracket, we did the first round of the bracket.
Yep.
We put polls on our Instagram at Second Favorite Sports for the rest of the bracket. So the people decided the rest of that bracket. That's what's going to happen here. We're going to decide round one. Best 8 duos move on. And then you guys, the viewers, fans of the show, will get to decide who's the best duo in the NBA.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
And this is based on not just how they play, but camaraderie, swag,
definitely,
marketability, the potential of them staying together, right? Because we don't want to put a duo through that's going to get divorced next year.
No, we don't want that.
And that runs rampant.
It
not
does.
Just in life, but in the NBA.
Let's talk about it.
Duos break up constantly.
They sure do.
We're going to be taking all that into account.
Yep.
So let's start off. Let's just jump right into it. We got our number 1 overall seed. As I've written down here, by the way, shout out. We're back at the number 2.
Gotta go with the number 2.
And a piece of paper, which will be recycled when we're done. Okay. We're what carbon neutral. We try to be as carbon neutral as we can be.
Carbon
That's what they say, right? Everyone wants to be carbon neutral.
They do.
Trying to keep that footprint small. We have two guys that don't keep their footprint small, literally, because they have probably size 25 feet. As I've written in here, Bron and Brow. LeBron James and AD of the Lakers against Devin Booker and newly acquired Chris Paul, CP3.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1 versus the 4. Who do you got? Why? That was a heavy sigh.
I know it was, right? I enjoy Booker a lot. He's one of my favorite young players to watch for sure. I love them getting Chris Paul. That's just who he is. State Farm, Chris Paul. Okay, and you bring him to your team and he elevates it immediately. So for them, I love that he has somebody now that can elevate his play. But I gotta go with Bron and AD. Yeah. I just think it's just the size and the ability. We're talking strictly on the court, playing each other. There's no one's you can't neutralize them to the point where like you'll lose a game. You could get, they may not shoot it well.
Look, we're talking about the reigning champions.
Exactly. Like this is just
there's
what
a reason.
Is, So
and then also there's not a more marketable guy in the NBA than LeBron James.
No.
So when you're talking about that side of this whole calculation, they got that in the bag.
Yeah, they do.
Now AD kind of drags that down a little bit in my opinion.
He does.
Not the most personality in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Not a shot at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. You got to give it to Bron and Brow.
They cross a lot of stuff off. I honestly would put them. I don't know where they would fall as far as wanting to watch them play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That should be a big part of this bracket too.
It should.
But they win in so many other categories.
So many other ways too. That's the thing. Like they
got to move on.
They bring eyes, and it's a lot. It's really Bron. Like
yes, he carries the weight.
If Bron was with anybody else,
literally anyone else on any of these duos, put him with Bron, they're moving on.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Did that rhyme? I think that just rhymed.
I think it did.
Hey guys,
I'm firing.
My guy Nick is hot right now. Okay,
firing. Bang.
So yeah, I'm going with Bron and AD.
Yep, we're moving on. We got Ben and Joel, the 2 seed, going up. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, against Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, KP. Little Eastern European vibes.
Yes.
Someone definitely has a name.
Is this the all non-USA players?
Yeah,
vibes
the all-world.
All-world team right here.
Yeah, this is.
Look, this just shows you where the NBA has come.
Cultural flair.
Cultural flair is crazy. We got Joel Embiid from, I think he's from
Africa.
He's from the Cameroon, I want to say.
Is he?
I want to say.
Way to be general. Jeez.
Yeah, don't.
I gave a continent he's from.
Don't
That's
quote
like being like LeBron. He's from North America, I think.
He's from Africa, right?
Yeah, Africa. It's only a massive continent.
Don't quote me on Cameroon, but I feel like that's where he's from. I got I got Ben from Australia.
Yep.
I got Luka. Is he Slovakian? Croatian?
Croatian.
He's Croatian, right?
He's Croatian. I want to say he's Croatian.
Say he's Croatian as well.
KP is
Latvian.
Yes.
He's from Latvia. So we got the all Euro. We got the 2 Euros, and then we got the world team, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So these two guys.
This is a good match. This is a great matchup really for a first round. I'm glad we get to talk about this one.
This is a really good matchup.
If you're going a lot of potential from both sides, young guys,
a bunch.
Clearly, both sides are carried in terms of personality by one of the guys, right? Luka carries him and KP on the personality side. Joel carries him and Ben. Man, this is tough for me. I really recently I like to be contrarian. I like to go against the grain, as my friends say.
Yeah.
So for a while I was like, I don't really know about this Luka hype.
Yeah.
Watched him in the bubble last year. Phenomenal hitting shots, big time player. But also just listening to him talk and seeing a bit of his personality come through, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's so much fun. And I've been a big fan of Joel Embiid since he came in the league. I think he's fun and there was always so much potential. But I'm going to actually give this to Luka and KP, mostly on the back of Luka Doncic, and also because, you know what, like an up-and-coming region in the league.
I think also, going along with what you're saying, I think if you were to these two teams were to play, I really believe Luka has more of the ability to take over. He could be the best player on the court at one time.
100%.
Now, I'm not saying he's the most gifted or maybe the biggest. I feel from the shooting, the playmaking, and he has the ball in his hand. That's the thing we've been looking for from Ben for years.
Yep.
Is being able to take over the game, not just in the passing lanes and making the plays for other guys. Like, who's taking a big shot? And I feel like Luka, Joel Embiid somebody needs to get him the ball to take the shot. Luka could just come up with the ball and take the shot.
This is true.
So for me, I look at that like, yeah, KP, and I'm not going to say KP and Ben could be washes as far as the two guys. I think they're both talented, great players.
Yep.
But I guess I don't know.
It's
I
we
think
said
this is really Joel and Luka that we're talking about.
That's exactly what we said to open this.
Yeah.
Is that it's clearly those two guys kind of push their duos, which I think is typical. We talked about it with Bron and AD.
Absolutely.
But to me, Luka adds such a watch. We've talked about this before. Big men can be a bit tough to watch at times. The things they do are kind of nitty gritty, not very flashy. Whereas Luka is so flashy,
it's not
so fun.
It's not graceful.
Yes.
It's not graceful.
And Luka is can set the world on fire.
Completely.
I think for that reason, I'm going to give this to them.
Yeah, I like it.
Luka and KP, the 3 takes down the 2. And next up, we're going to go. Should we go across the bracket or down?
We can go across.
Let's go across the bracket to Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Maybe the most boring duo of them all. We've talked about this before. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George against Karl Anthony Towns and D'Lo. D'Angelo Russell.
Shout out to D'Lo.
This is, Karl Anthony Towns from the area.
Yes, Jersey.
And D'Lo is though it was short-lived, endeared himself.
Absolutely.
So this is a hometown matchup against, some Southern Cali vibes.
There is an argument, and I don't know how many Nets fans are having this or people in general, but I think the Nets community understands. D'Lo may have had the most important 2 years in a Nets uniform since we moved to Brooklyn, to be honest.
I agree with that.
As far as where his play put us in 20, like where we are now. I really don't believe there may be what we have now with KD and Kyrie and where the Nets stand. If not for D'Lo going crazy that All-Star year he had and getting us to the playoffs. You could honestly put the two together. Maybe Kevin and Kai have been planning this for years, and Kevin just loves Jay-Z lyrics, and that one he loves the uniform. And Barclays Center is a cool arena, and he wanted to live in Brooklyn. Or he saw D'Lo say, D'Lo's balling, and
he saw it was possible.
He saw it was possible that you can come here and get us go to the playoffs here and
create a buzz.
Create a buzz for yourself, because D'Lo got put on the map because of that.
Yes.
The D'Lo Biggie jersey was a real thing.
Yes.
That was a real
100%.
thing.
Cover a Slam magazine.
So yes, D'Lo I have a special place for D'Lo in my heart. I know Minnesota loves him. He loves it out there too with Cat. Again, Cat's local vibes. He's been through a lot this year too.
Yep.
With his family and everything. But on the court, I think that's fun. I think it's underratedly fun.
Yep. I was actually watching them last night.
Yeah.
And they're fun. They're a fun team to watch.
Absolutely.
And it's centered around those two dudes.
Absolutely.
But now, one thing I do have to say, I think Kawhi is one of the most boring players to watch in the whole league.
Hands
just
down.
But I will say this. When we talked about him a little bit in the last episode, Paul George this year has been a lot of fun to watch.
Always been one of my favorite watches to watch. One of my favorite because of he's so smooth. He's a smooth 6'10" player.
He's really taken the bull by the horns this year, to use a super cliche term.
Man. That's the cliche Hall of Fame right there.
Yeah. But he really has. It's tough for my heart says D'Lo and Karl Anthony Towns.
Just off of League Pass vibes. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like if you need to watch let's face it, both of these guys are going to be on later in the evening. They're both going to be Occasionally, because of who Minnesota plays, they're going to be a West Coast game.
And you may catch it. You're going to catch that probably. You peek in.
If you're deciding between the two of them, I'd probably pick the Timberwolves.
Well, if Minnesota is playing the Clippers, you're going to watch who in that game?
Yeah, I'm going to see if D'Lo and Karl Anthony Towns can overcome.
Yeah.
What the Clippers have.
I would love to. I'm watching that to see D'Lo try to go for 30, and then Cat
try and be a bully,
bully somebody.
Yeah,
like I would love to see that. And like I said, it's out of this list. We're not saying we would pick these two to win games.
No, this is a whole calculation.
It's a whole bunch of stuff mixed in together. And if we're talking like youth, like
fun, also they feel more like a duo.
They do.
Like Kawhi and PG feel like guys that came together, that were brought together.
Yeah.
D'Lo and Karl Anthony feel like guys that came together.
Yes.
And wanted to do this, as opposed to guys that were just like, I guess we'll do this because we want a ring.
Yeah. This seems more. This seems we're getting it from the mud.
Yes.
And we're trying to build this.
And I love that vibe.
And become a duo, and not necessarily not that. Hey, we're the two guys trying to win a chip, and we got 4 years to do it, or 3 years.
Yeah, mercenary stuff.
This feels like they could grow. They could be a duo for 5, 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
Because they're all so young still.
Easy to root for too.
Very much so. Very much so.
Are we doing this a 4-over-1 already? I'm down with it.
I think so too.
Let's do it.
Let's shake it up.
D'Lo and Karl Anthony Towns move on.
Again.
There'll be some people that want to air us out over that.
Again, guys, 10 out of 10. Kawhi, PG, beat him by 20.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
But this isn't.
It's not all about that.
This isn't a regular bracket. This is a second favorite sports podcast bracket with Nick and Trent. So we're going to throw some things at you where we're looking at, D'Lo, like, he can get busy. He can go for 30 on his own.
I think a big thing for us in this bracket is where's the fun? Like, who's more fun?
Who's more fun?
I mean, and the fun guy is not fun. Okay?
Look at what you did there. Yo, that was good. We should just stop it right now.
I know.
Right?
Don't stop. Keep watching. We got a lot more bracket.
Yes.
We got Dame and CJ, the 2 seed, going up against Brad Beal and Russell Westbrook, a new duo. Against a tried and true duo.
Very similar duos, though, if you really think about it. From a scoring standpoint. They both can score, a lot of energy. Point guard, shooting guard. And both need the ball in a way.
And also guys that can catch fire fast.
Yes.
All 4 of them.
Yes.
And can take over a game.
Completely.
All 4 of them.
Completely.
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
The 2 threes have been tough so far. If I had to give it to one of them, I'm going to give it to Dame and CJ.
Me too.
On the back of Dame, just how his personality, big shot mentality, all that, Mamba mentality.
Absolutely.
And they're, again, like I said, they're tried and true.
Yep.
They're a real duo. They are a real duo.
They are.
It feels, and maybe 2 years down the road, Beal and Russ win this matchup.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been together for a while, and now they really got some chemistry, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Just too early right now.
It is. It is. And from a chemistry standpoint, CJ and Dame, it just looks like they play well off each other as well.
They know each other. It comes from familiarity.
They do. They've been doing this for, 6, 7 years now together?
Since CJ came in the league.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's again, I think those two are very underrated, along with, like, the D'Lo Cat combo. But I like, I've never been a huge backcourt combo. I think it's tough unless you have someone that's really like, I'm deferring completely. I'd much rather have like the wing combo with like either a 4 or a 3 or definitely the big point guard combo.
That's a classic.
I think it just floor balance.
Yep.
Everybody knows their role kind of. I think CJ and Dame do it the best out of anybody in the backcourt.
Except for maybe one who we may talk about
true.
in a little while.
Think about them.
So we got Dame and CJ moving on. Let's go to the next quadrant. We got your boys.
My guys.
KD and Kyrie going up against Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. The what did you call him?
I forget what
the Stifle Tower.
The Stifle Tower. Yes.
The Stifle Tower and Spider Mitchell.
Spider Mitchell. Yes.
Going up against KD and Kyrie. I know he doesn't like being called it, but the Slim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyrie. What is Kyrie's
Actually,
even
he took.
nickname?
He's
been running with it a little bit.
He's been running with Slim Reaper as he came to Brooklyn. It's the black jersey. Like,
yeah.
I think he's trying to like completely take that over.
Yeah.
And I think he kept it under wraps. But I remember him talking, not necessarily talking about it. I remember I saw him with a hoodie, with the Grim Reaper on the hoodie, and I said, "Oh, is he like I won't say he's reprising it, but like, is he taking that over now?"
Yeah.
And because I would love to see him take it over. You know what I mean? But
yeah, because it's cool.
It is a very cool.
It's
one of his better
well.
nicknames. Like, KD's KD, but like Slim Reaper is a great nickname.
Didn't KD have the Durantula? This is an arachnid matchup right now. It's arachnophobia in this matchup right now.
See, we go deep here, guys. I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna guess it has something to do with spiders and
Spiders are arachnids. That's like the technical term for a spider.
Listen, man, Nick takes it there, man. You feel me?
I don't even know what that means. That's awesome. So we got the battle of the spiders, the arachnids. We got some arachnophobia going on.
Yes.
Arachnophobia is the fear of spiders, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I definitely have a slight case of that. I got a friend, John, who's got a real bad case, and I know John watches, so you know who I'm talking about. I got a soft spot in my heart for Donovan. I'm not a big Rudy fan, but because he's a center who plays defense. Let's be honest here. It kind of feels like how Jazz games can tend to feel, where It's like Donovan's got to put the team on his back.
Absolutely.
That's how this feels right now.
Yeah.
And going against KD and Kyrie, Kyrie may be my favorite player in the league to watch hoop.
Kyrie's incredible. Byrie, as they call him in Jersey.
To me, this is an easy choice. Gobert is great, but just for this bracket, I wish Donovan had a better member of his duo. Just a guy who could rise to his level a little more.
I'll just put it like this. The Nets just played the Jazz with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell on the court, and Kyrie made every shot in the first half he took.
This is true.
He's missed his first shot with halfway through the third quarter. I think he was 9 for 9.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
In the first half, and that was without Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
So we can only imagine what that would look like.
Would have been ugly
with both of them. I think Kevin and Kyrie didn't play the whole fourth. He had 29 through 3 quarters, and that was without Kev.
I'm gonna just pencil it in.
You could just you could put that in with marker.
We could put it into marble.
But shout out to Donovan. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell.
Out to Donovan.
But 7-Eleven is always open. Okay.
All right. Next up, we got our 2 and our 3 matchups. These ones have been tough so far.
Mm-hmm.
We got Jamal Murray and the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Not Novak Djokovic, but Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Murray and Jokic going up against John Wall and James Harden.
My favorite big to watch in NBA, actually.
Of course.
My favorite. Plays like a point guard.
Yeah,
guys.
plays the 1.
Plays the 1. He's
the 5 who plays the 1.
He's a point center.
Yes.
Okay.
So much fun to watch, and he does not look at all like he should hoop the way he does.
At all.
To be a shallow person who judges by appearance. Like, it just is what it is.
Definitely.
Get look ass. John Wall and James Harden, again, this is new, just like we talked about with Brad Beal and Russ, especially because John has had some injury stuff going on.
Yep.
James Harden's had COVID stuff going on. How do you feel about Tatted Up John? With the neck tats and all. We haven't seen Tatted Up John like
Tatted
this.
Up John, I think, is like...
He look like Mike Scott out there.
He does. Like, he's got... I think that's his mom he has, like, on his throat right here. Yeah, I mean, look, he's the one with the... he got the Anaheim Ducks logo on his elbow. I think Tatted Up... I think these guys just... It's a different time now where, like... No, I don't think a lot of people care what they're getting on their bodies. Like, nothing really is symbolize anything. It's just art. And they want it. But no, Tatted Up John Wall he's out here trying to prove a point, yo.
It's true. I say this about so many people, but I swear it's true. I have been a big John Wall fan, even though he's carved up my Magic constantly
Huge
throughout.
fan of
By the
John
way,
Wall.
they just beat us by 40 points the other night,
Who,
like 2 nights ago. The Rockets, yeah, just carved us. It was horrible.
Yeah,
that was the game after Markel destroyed his knee.
Prayers out to
Markel.
Oh
goodness, man. Yes.
He was having a really, really good season.
Just my heart broke to see what happened to Markel Fultz.
Absolutely.
But yes, definitely all thoughts out to him and for a speedy recovery and getting back to balling. But
no, I think John Wall went through, and I guess it's the best example. This is the example I'm thinking of. Remember when like Undertaker started like riding bikes into the ringside, and he came in, he had the bandana, he was like this different cat, and
equally as fire as his original persona.
Great. Undertaker's one of my favorite wrestlers, of course.
So good.
But like he went from like grave digger to riding bikes.
Yeah.
With wearing bandanas.
They call that phase of the Undertaker the American badass phase.
Yes, that guy. And then he went back to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where John Wall is. I think John Wall went from Kentucky young point guard, all-star,
speedster.
And then he said, okay, like I got to go get in my bag.
Speedster, no jumper, by the way.
No jumper. And he was playing like at a high level with no jump shot.
Yep.
Getting the Wizards into the playoffs. And now he's like, this is a different guy now.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all haven't seen me in 2 years. I'm coming off the Achilles. Y'all doubted me. So now I got to just like go full Undertaker. start tombstoning guys. You know what I mean? It's like straight up. That's what it is.
He's gonna roll out to some Limp Bizkit.
Yes, exactly.
That's hysterical.
Exactly. So yes, that's what John Wall is on. So tatted John Wall, I'm all here for. He looks really good out here too. He really does.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm happy to see him healthy.
Definitely.
Or working towards 100%.
Yes.
Of what he used to be.
Yes.
James Harden, you either love him or you hate him. I feel like you either love how he plays or you hate how he plays.
Mm-hmm.
I used to hate it, and I'm turning the corner on James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun if you go into it knowing what you're going to see.
Yes.
Then I think you can appreciate how he plays. But all that being said, Bubble Murray was so fun. We talked about Donovan and his coming out party in the bubble.
Yes.
Man, him and Jamal in that series
was
were
crazy.
so crazy. It was so crazy. Fun.
Fun.
And you would have said that Jokic was the star of that team, and you still probably will.
Mm-hmm.
But Jamal put himself on the map
in
that and made it a really legitimate duo.
Jamal emerging made this made them a 3 seed.
Made them a 2 seed.
A 2 seed, excuse me.
Yes.
Made them a 2 seed because if we got regular Jamal, 20 a game, like we're still waiting for him
can't
to
take
flip
over
it.
a game.
Yeah, like can't take over a game, Jamal. Like still waiting. Like we still see it. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't be a 2 seed right now. They would just be Jokic. But now it's legitimate now.
So let me ask you, in deciding this matchup, I think, or maybe now let me ask you. Let me tell you. Because I'm realizing I'm not formulating a question. I think Jamal and Jokic win on the court. Not even like win a game, but just they're playing together as a duo.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to give this to John Wall and James Harden. I think long run, I like the potential of this duo.
Okay.
If they can get some, I know James is talking about wanting out.
Yes.
But if they were to stick together and ride out maybe one rough year here and get some other players around them and get some camaraderie built.
It could be something.
I think so.
I think it could be something for sure.
I think I want to give them this matchup, if I'm being honest. How do you feel about that, though? What are you thinking?
I think, again, watching the game, I'd much rather watch John Wall and Harden play together, even though I love Jokic.
Love Jokic. Love Murray when he takes over a game too.
Absolutely. I think I got to go with the vets here.
Yeah.
I think I got to go with the vets here. Even though Jokic is great, bring the ball up, start the offense, dish it.
It's another one, maybe in a couple of years.
Yes. If you told me 3 years from now, it's a no-brainer. We're going Jamal and Jokic. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'd believe you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But for now, we're going John Wall and James Harden.
Absolutely.
Moving on. All right, last quadrant of the bracket here. Okay. So this is actually the worst 1 seed by the way we've ranked it.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I got you. But to me, this is teammates. This is a real duo. Helps each other out. My guy needed some agua. To me, though, honestly, might be this is the duo to me. The duo.
Well, this is my favorite matchup in the whole bracket, to be honest with you.
Yes, 100%. Should we save this? Let's save it. I want to save it. I like the tease that we just did. Let's save that matchup. We're going to go to a 2-3 matchup first. Huge star power.
Huge.
Eastern Conference star power here in this matchup. We got the 2 seed, Jalen and Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown of the Celtics going up against Giannis and Chris Middleton.
Mm.
It was tough picking the second of the duo for Giannis and Chris. For Giannis, really, but they've been together the longest. They were there together last year.
Yeah.
And Chris has moments where he looks like a star. To me, this is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen and Jason.
I believe that's you can't go any other way except that.
And also with how Jaylen Brown's been playing this year.
Absolutely.
Putting himself on the stage. I love that he has a mid-range game.
I know.
I love that.
I know. I've seen people put, is Jalen better than Jason?
I've heard, so this was a good, I can't give credit to who said it because I don't remember, but someone had said, I'm seeing a lot of Jalen or Jason talk, and it really should be Jalen and Jason.
Wow.
And I read that and was like, yeah, why isn't it? Like, why are we talking about either or as if we have to get rid of one?
Yeah.
And then we had talked about this as we were making the bracket. They're a real duo to me. They've been doing press conferences together.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing their press time standing next to each other.
Yeah.
That's a duo.
Absolutely.
And they're hearing these people go, oh, is it going to be Jalen or Jason? And they're going, no. Split package deal.
Yes.
You're getting both of us.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
I love it too.
If I'm a Celtics fan, I'm hearing Celtics fans now, since them two have started like really embracing that they are the duo. I've heard Celtics fans being like, we got to get rid of Kemba. Straight up.
How crazy is that?
Straight up. Being like, I'll tell you what, we'll take him in Orlando.
Yes, you will, right?
Okay. What do you want?
Well, I guess it's because Kemba becomes expendable because he's the third wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, though. It's not like it's up for debate.
Yeah.
He'll help your team, but he's the third guy because these two have emerged.
And they're the backbone of the team.
Yeah, that's the heart and soul. They were both drafted there. Like, that's what
I wish they had a cool nickname.
I know you could do something like too.
That seems like a.
They're both J's.
They're both J's. There's got to be something there.
Is it on us to do this to them too?
I'm cutting myself off as I'm talking. We might.
They might have to just come to us because this is what we do. We can come up with something.
Something you put on a T-shirt.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow.
T-shirt vibes for the Celtics fans.
I don't know. They might have one. They might have one out on the forums. That's a good option.
But
There's a lot of Celtics fans.
It's good because it took Jalen. I feel like he always had the NBA body, but I think it took him a little bit longer than Jason had to, strictly to just find it because there was a lot going on those prior 3 years or whatever it was. It was like he was coming off the bench, he was playing. It's similar to Karis, how Karis LeVert is playing now, where like you gotta just get. It's like late bloomer vibes, as I call it. Like, like people, they want to give up so fast on players.
This is the world we live in.
Nah, man. Again, Markelle Fultz. Like, how do we don't get to where Markelle is, where he's getting paid if we don't see this through. You know what I mean? Like, you can't give up on these guys.
And that's why you're glad that a team like the Celtics was like, no, this is our guy.
This is the combo here.
To them, in their minds, it's always been Jalen and Jason.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that makes them the most interesting in this bracket, not just in this matchup, they're only going to get better.
Yeah, they're so young.
And they're only going to get tighter as a duo the more they play together and embrace that them two are the future of this team.
Definitely.
And the more they feel like stars together.
For sure.
So I think this is an easy one. Jalen, Jason, sorry, Giannis, you got to get a better second.
Yes. That's
This
it.
is what it is.
That's just what it is.
Jalen and Jason are moving on. The 2 seed, picking up a dub. Now, we have the matchup that we teased just before. I'm not, you know what? Splash Bros versus Sexland.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
the matchup, folks.
That's it.
For
guys.
those that don't know, the Splash Bros, of course, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Even though Klay is not playing, which is devastating. I'm not even a big Klay Thompson fan.
Yeah.
But these two are so much fun.
Yes.
They just make this, they elevate the sport.
They do.
And they are the duo. They are to me, when they are healthy and playing together, there is no better. You talked about how Dame and CJ have it down probably best. No. Klay and Steph have it down best.
Yeah.
When you talk about a backcourt duo that just makes it work.
Yeah.
I think if they're both healthy, they are gunning for Bron and Brow at the number 1 overall seed.
Absolutely.
And they're going up against the last team in here of for those that don't know what Sexland is, or who Sexland is, I should say.
You're
No,
sleeping.
it has
Wake up.
Yeah, and it's
First of
it's
all.
not something you have to be over 18 to enjoy.
Nope.
It is the duo of Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. So technically it is actually pronounced Sexland.
Sexland. But that's just not.
But
That's not good enough.
when you see it on a T-shirt, you're definitely reading it as Sexland.
And you're asking yourself, why are they on a list that has the likes of Bron and Brow, Katie and Kyrie, the Splash Bros? Why are they on this list? They're on this list because their names is
Sexland.
That's it. It's very simple. It's cut and dry. It's Splash Bros versus Sexland.
Yep.
Straight
I
up.
can't. I'm just thinking of what we're gonna title this episode, and I'm getting really excuse me. I'm not even gonna finish that sentence. Anyway, okay. So this is easy. This is obvious. But I do just want to give a little credit. Colin Sexton's been playing tremendous ball. Darius Garland has looked good.
Yep.
In a couple years, this could actually be a very legit duo.
Yes.
Where when they got drafted, I thought, this is stupid.
What are we doing?
We just drafted Colin Sexton, and now you're drafting Darius Garland. This is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know if we said that.
Yes.
But they both play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, Cleveland, Sexland.
Yes.
It's Sexland. Anyway. I think in a couple years, this could be a lot of fun. It could be a legit duo. They find a way to work together on the court, which is cool.
They do.
I think because they have just very different games.
Yeah.
But you're going up against I think, I'm not going to try and sway the audience, but I think even with the injuries, do not forget about how good and fun the Splash Bros are.
Incredible duo.
I think they could run the table.
They could.
And if you told me that, doesn't surprise me one bit. I think a reason they might not run the table is because people hate them.
Yes. It would be pure hate.
I can't blame you. It's, you hate people who win a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, but I think they have a chance to run the whole table on this bracket, and it's an easy win for them here. I'm penciling this another one. You could put it in marble.
Mm-hmm. In marble?
Put it in marble, yeah.
Put it in marble.
Yeah, like engrave it in marble.
I thought you were gonna put it in marker, put it in.
No, it's so permanent. You can engrave it in marble.
This is new, guys.
It's
I've never heard that in my life.
Can you put it in marble? Does marble get engraved? What gets engraved? Like a headstone. What is that made out of?
Stone.
It's marble.
Stone?
Marble is a stone.
It is a stone.
That's what I'm saying. Etch it in stone. You can etch it in stone.
Etch it in stone.
I was trying not to use a cliche.
Put it in marble.
I said grab the bull by the horns before. Oh, by the way, speaking of bulls, Colin Sexton, the young bull,
The young
as
bull
they call
himself.
him, has the
Absolutely.
little tail going on here.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of his. I love watching him play.
I enjoy the backcourt combination of the two. I like Darius Garland a lot. I would love to see what it looks like if they were both not playing with each other. As far as each of them have their own
Do
team.
you want to see them play with themselves?
Excuse me. Whoa. Okay, I know we're talking about Splash Bros versus Sexland, but relax over there, buddy. Relax.
Hey, I checked the box when we go through the stuff on the back end of YouTube. I checked the box. is not made for kids.
Yes.
So
no, we're all right.
We're covering our bases. I'm
yes,
just saying.
we are. But no, I would love to see them each have their own team to play. As far as like, Darius has the point guard duties, and I guess he does now. But Colin being able to handle the rock more with his own team. But the combination, it's enticing to say the least.
Yeah, I think we've said it a lot about this. Is the one that needs the most time.
Yes.
To see. Also, because Darius has had injury issues. They run Colin Sexton into the ground almost as much as Tibbs does with R.J. Barrett.
And Julius, yeah.
Oof. Yo, did you see the other night? I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but I know we have some Knicks fans that listen and watch. RJ played 44 minutes.
44? Did he?
Against, I forget who it was against. It was like 2 nights ago. This dude played 44 minutes.
The last game they played was against Oklahoma City.
That's who it was against. In a losing effort.
He played 44 minutes?
Yo.
I didn't even look at the box.
He's going to kill him.
44 minutes is
He's so
ridiculous.
Talented.
Yes.
Like, Coach K, make a call.
Make a call, Coach K. No, how about his godfather, Steve Nash, give him a call, too?
For real. Somebody do something. He's going to kill this man.
44 minutes?
44. I looked at the box score. They didn't go into overtime.
No.
He played 44 minutes.
He played 44 of the 40. What did it was full NBA game? 48 minutes?
Yeah.
He sat for 4 minutes?
4 minutes.
And was it like NBA
That's a
minutes,
minute a quarter.
Or was it like NBA TV timeout minutes?
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow. Listen, pray for R.J. Barrett's whole body.
For real.
Okay?
This guy needs a lifetime supply of ice for his bath.
Definitely.
And what's Epsom salt?
Yep.
Needs a whole lot of that.
Icy Hot, give him the endorsement deal now. He's going to be great for it. I promise you.
Goodness. Jimmy. Someone get him on the phone with Jimmy.
Yes.
ASAP.
Yeah, get him on the phone with Jimmy, please.
ASAP.
See, and the thing is, Jimmy's just different. Like this, he's just built differently.
Yeah.
That's why it's like hard to. Jimmy was built for Tibbs, like run me into the ground. Like, I lived in a car at 13. I went to JUCO. Who goes to JUCO for basketball? Like you went to JUCO. I went to Marquette, played for 2 years. Got to the league at 30. Got to the league, drafted 30th overall.
Yeah.
All-star, Olympian, everything. So for me, Jimmy is just a different animal. I feel like if you told him to run, I think he could probably run the fastest mile on planet Earth for a basketball player.
Yeah.
And he'll just run for days.
He's the guy that
just sheer will.
When coach would be like, we're going to run suicides today.
Yep.
Jimmy wasn't even stressed. No. Everybody else was like,
No.
And Jimmy was like, yeah, whatever. We'll do it.
Because he's just been through the trenches.
Yeah, nothing's worse than what he's been through.
Yes.
It's one of those things.
And I think RJ's a tough dude, but that's a lot, man.
He's not
44 minutes.
Oh,
he's Canadian.
Goodness.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian. But yeah, Splash Bros over Sexland. Of course.
Yeah.
So we've got the bracket. So let's run through real quick our matchups for the next round that you guys will be able to decide on our Instagram at Second Favorite Sports. So this week that this comes out, the days following the release of the episode is when the bracket will be released. When the polls, it'll be in our Instagram stories for 24 hours. So we'll probably do 2 polls one day, 2 polls the next day. That's how we did it last time. So we have Bron and Brow against Luca and Kristaps. That's a good matchup.
That is a really good matchup.
That's a tough one. You guys are going to have a hard time. Or maybe an easy time. I don't know. Then we got Katie and Kyrie against John Wall and James Harden. Some serious, some OKC vibes there.
Very much so.
Former
OKC
teammates.
Vibes. Definitely.
Then we got the upset of the first round, D'Lo and Karl Anthony Towns going up against Dame and CJ McCollum. So a really proven duo against a new and exciting duo.
Yes.
That could be an interesting one. I don't know if people love Dame and CJ like that.
Yeah.
And then our last matchup is going to be the Splash Bros, tried and true as it gets, against possibly the most up-and-coming duo of them all, Jalen and Jason.
Yes. I'm excited.
I'm really interested to see how this all shakes out. I think anyone except for D'Lo and Karl Anthony would be a surprise to win, obviously.
It would.
I think any of the other ones
Yeah.
wouldn't shock me.
No.
I think they all have a chance. I'm not going to ask you for predictions because I don't want to sway anything. But I'm excited to see how this turns out.
Me too.
So you can go on our Instagram at Second Favorite Sports and vote for this bracket after this episode comes out. So stay tuned to our Instagram stories for the polls for this. The last bracket was a lot of fun. A lot of people got involved. We were really pleased with it. It was awesome. It turned out great.
Definitely.
And it led to me getting a hat with a great logo on it.
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe we get some merch of the duo going. I don't know. Maybe we put the duo here to inspire us to be even better than the best duo.
I like it.
We might have to do it.
I like it.
Maybe we get a little picture of them with us superimposed as well. I don't know. I'm open. I'm open to ideas. But that's it. That's it for the bracket. That's it for the episode. Episode 13. Who do we got? Not Odell. Tell you that much. This is not the Odell episode.
Not Odell.
Although honestly, if it started the way the episode, if it ended the way the episode started, it would have been Odell. Before we went live, before we started recording, we were talking about how when people fall, it's hysterical. If you've stuck through this whole episode and gotten to this point, you're gonna enjoy this. We were talking about how when people fall, it's really funny.
Oh my gosh.
And I was demonstrating how I love. We said when old people fall, it's funny. Not when they hurt themselves, guys.
No.
But like a graceful, slow, I didn't hurt myself kind of fall.
Yes.
Anyone falling is funny, as long as they don't hurt themselves.
Yes.
Too bad. I mean, you're gonna hurt yourself if you fall. And so I demonstrated one of what I think is the funniest things is when people fall on ice.
Yes.
And like some black ice and they slip and they're like, oh, and then they fall. Or when they do the straight up legs out from under them, right down on the tailbone. And as I went to illustrate that right here, I went to illustrate the legs in the air, fall on the tailbone, and I literally fell on my tailbone.
Absolutely.
My legs were 5 feet in the air.
Easily.
And I compared it to, I felt like Hulk Hogan doing a leg drop.
Yes.
I was elevated in the air and then just gravity straight down. And my tailbone hurts right now. I'm in pain. I've suffered through this episode for everyone that views and listens, and this is what I do. This is how you be a great duo.
This is how you do it, guys.
I'm gonna have to ice my tailbone later. Those who witnessed it, it's singed in their memory.
Hilarious.
I wish the camera was rolling. I wish
too.
I could see it. I'm sure the shock on my face when I realized I was airborne and about to fall. I went from like, I'm telling a great joke to like, oh no.
Yes.
And Trent had said, thank goodness I didn't throw my arm out.
Yeah.
Or something, because I definitely would have broke something.
It would have been bad.
I was so high in the air.
So
like
he was so high in
the air. No part of my body was below this right here in the air. No part of my body.
Not at all.
I couldn't do it again if I tried. I don't want to do it again. And yeah, if the episode ended the way that it started with then I'd call it the Odell episode.
Yes, you definitely could call
with
it the
Odell. Colossal crash.
Colossal.
Then it would be the Odell episode. But I'm going to call it, do I want to call it the A-Rod episode? Was it promising, then strong, then disappointing, then strong, then disappointing again? And then we're going to forget about those disappointing moments and just remember it as strong and give it a second chance?
I think so.
Maybe. I don't know. That's what I got for number 13. We'll call it the A-Rod episode.
A-Rod episode is the way to go.
For some of you, that's a good thing. For some of you,
it's a really bad thing
not so
sometimes.
much. But hey, it's a good thing to be polarizing.
It is.
And I wish you all could have seen me fall. I really do.
Oh, it was incredible.
Because it would have made this comeback, it would have made you appreciate it that much more.
There you
go. And you would understand the pain I'm in right now in this chair.
Yes.
It was a loud thud, and I'm sure anyone within earshot was immediately concerned.
Completely.
So it could end up like Tom Segura. I don't know if you've seen this. Tom Segura does a podcast, and they did a live version of it where they were dunking. Dude tore his arm all up.
Did he?
Like, it went behind him. He blew out his knee, and as he fell from blowing out his knee, his arm snapped and went backwards.
Really?
Yeah. So
I didn't see this.
when you said to me, "Oh, good thing you didn't throw your arm out," that's the first thing that came to my mind. And I was like, "Oh, I could have been him, except not with millions of viewers and followers and money."
Yes.
I just would have been miserable.
It would have been awful. It would have been awful.
So I'm grateful that only my tailbone and my ego are bruised.
Yes.
But that's been this episode of your
second
favorite sports podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Second Favorite Sports on Instagram. Like, subscribe, and definitely vote in these polls. That'll be coming out very, very soon. Thank you all for watching or listening. Peace.
Peace.